guys, just sorting a couple of technical problems. We have a winners qualification match for you. Race 7 between Stefan Kasper and Yanick, both else from France. This should be a real cracker. Lots and lots of experience in Yanick Beaufils. We're playing 8 ball. It's alternate break, but every 2 breaks. So each player will get to break twice. It's a 35-second shot clock. 60 seconds after the break. Tim Dalaita will be joining us very, very shortly. We're live from the beautiful Miracle Resort Hotel here in Turkey, in Antalya. Beaufils, well known, not just in the French 8-ball scene, but also in the world American pool scene. He's actually team captain of France. Nicely on this 5-ball, just a little stunt for the 3. This is a promising start here from the Frenchman. Now could go up for the 1 or the 4. Can play on both really, and he'll be okay. Centre of the table. Deciding on the 4 ball, just hold for the 1 off the side rail, stun for the 7. Yeah, he's held this nicely, can play the 7 into the same pocket as the 1 ball. This is a bit of a stretch, this. He's got to just draw past the 7. He does so. This is a terrific start. He's taken some good balls here, Yanick. Looks like he can just hold for the 8 into the side. Or even the corner. Just slightly awkward cueing. And a bit of a stretch as well. Proudly wearing his country's name on the back. Vive la France so far. Yeah, very, very great first rack indeed. It really was, to come out of the gate. He forgot to help him get the balls out there. Look, I know he's a gentleman. Of course he will. Decent run out this. A couple of awkward little shots. That was one of them. And this was a really nice shot, holding for the one ball. Led him straight to the 7, and then a nice easy 8. So first rack going against the break. It will be Stefan Kasper to break once more. Can't believe it. Another dry break. And we found that the moderate speed has been working very, very well. Not so much the hard hit. Lost a bit of accuracy as well. Didn't really catch them full in the face like he meant to. And that's now Mr. Balfields. He's back at the table. Big history in English 8-ball. Was a great friend of Darren Appleton's as well. And our producer tells me that they actually made some instructional videos together, although he hasn't seen them yet. So that'll be something to look out for. Such a good start here from Yanick. Another long, straightish shot to take on here. And another. Now this one, he's got to get dead right. He could just hold where he is now, just maybe draw back a few inches. The 11 into the bottom right, that will lead him to the 15. Still has the 9 ball to think about on the left-hand side rail. Now it does have room to just sneak by this 15. Oh no, decided he didn't. Played a cannon into it. It's worked out pretty good. I think he's going to have to go back and forth though. And it wouldn't be disastrous if he managed to clip into the 8 ball. Not sure if it's got a pocket in the corner or not. We'll soon know from this positional shot that he plays. This is a tough one, guys. This is a tough one. Oh, he's coming out with some great shots to keep it going. Now can he make the most important one? Very, very impressed with this opening from Yanick, both else. Nice bridging off the rail. I like his glasses as well. I've just got myself a pair of them. Mine don't work as well as his do though. Well, what a terrific clearance once again. And if Stefan Kasper doesn't know, well I'm sure he did, he's in for a bit of a match here. He's lost both opening racks on his break. And it will be Yanick to break twice. Now I am going to be joined by Tim Daraita very, very soon. We're just sorting out a couple of technical issues. It happens, guys, we all know. Just when we're watching a movie or something on Netflix, all of a sudden the internet goes or there's a little glitch. But what a great 8-ball that was. No glitches in the play from Yanick. Let's see what his break is like. And if he starts to break well, we could have a bit of trouble for Stefan Kasper here. So here we go then, rack number 3, first break for Yanick Bofils. The Frenchman going along very, very nicely at the moment, thank you. Oh, that's a shame. Lost the cue ball, made the 14 in the side. But now we'll have to sit down while Stefan Kasper does his. Oh, just got a slight little nick off the 14. I think it was still going to go anyway. Now Stefan's first shot, he must play from behind the line, out of the kitchen, and he must play a ball out of the kitchen, obviously. Does have a straightforward stripe, but does he want stripes? I mean, there's a couple of problems on the solids, 5 and the 6. He's going to take the most awkward stripe out of the way to start with, the number 11, red 11. Play forward for the 10. That's his other awkward ball. 11 ball is a really, really nice key ball to get to the 8. think he was playing onto the 9 ball there, but he hasn't gone quite far enough, so he's going to have to take the red 11. I've got the feeling we're in for an absolute corker here. There's the angle to draw across the face of the 8 to play it to the bottom right. And if he can win both of his racks on Yannick's break, the comeback will be complete. Stefan Kasper, too good of a player to let a couple of dry breaks ruin the match. Will be Yanick to break next.
Well, hopefully I've stepped in at the right moment, because I've been watching this all the time and I think we have a very juicy matchup.
Yeah, it took the words right out of my mouth, Tim. It is a juicy one. 2 racks won against the break, and then Stefan doing exactly the same on Yannick's first break after the scratch from the Frenchman. It will be Yanick to break off in rack number 4.
Well, one of the issues definitely will be for Yannick, I guess, is gonna be the break. I mean, we've seen this in English pool too, where players, they run out from absolutely everywhere, but the break is kinda rough.
Yeah, spends a lot of time, Tim, getting comfortable on that rail. It just doesn't look comfortable. Keeps moving his hand, look. One of the longest breaks I've ever witnessed, actually, to be honest. Knows how important it is. That's a better one. Good square hit-ish.
Yeah, just a rough start from the top short rail.
Yeah, bump from the 2 would have been nice there for the Frenchman. Has a toughish 10 ball, an even tougher 1 ball.
Yeah,
What
but
does he fancy here, Tim?
could definitely play the 10 ball first. I mean, make sure you don't miss a ball. You could go for a tougher 1 ball, but if you miss, everything is kind of wide in the open, solids or stripes. So just gotta make sure you stay at the table, get a visit after the 10. Either way, should be okay. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there you go. Just gotta make sure. Well, he is gonna make sure to get over to the left side to where he can play the 15 and get back into the open area.
fallen short here. But he has had a couple of these shots in the opening couple of racks where he's been bridging awkwardly over a ball, and it hasn't cost him yet. But this is a little bit tougher. I think he only has the 11, Tim.
Yeah, well, the good news is that if he can stop the cue ball, he should always have something. But, well, as you can see, the cueing quite awkward. Ooh, very jabby. Just look at his bridge hand there. He just literally pulled it out of there. I think he's got himself into a more awkward position than he actually would want to be, or where he actually was the shot before mark.
Yeah, this is even tougher. He's going to have to keep the bridge hand steady on this shot. Oh, this is horrible, isn't it, Tim? Look at this. A little bit of shaking going on, Tim. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. Bridge hand coming out the way again.
Yeah, I gotta say, well, I mean, I know I haven't been coming through, and actually, I do apologize to my good friend and colleague Mark White. I mean, I was watching this match, and I said, man, this is a very interesting start. I think Yanick is putting a lot of pressure on Stefan, and that is one of the reasons why he's gonna take it very, very calmly. He's gonna just play safe over and over from this position, or at least try to force the open position a bit more. Well, he's actually looking, Yanick is looking to kick this 14 in. I mean, from this position he can only lose. If he can kick this one reel in, I mean, he is always guaranteed to be on the 9 ball, so actually I don't mind it as much, but all the rails and the cloth, they do react a little bit different than the table he's used to play on, Mark. I mean, I'm quite sure you know. You've definitely played a bit more on the English tables, I would say.
Yeah, I've never really got to play on new cloth on English tables. I mean, they do. I've been watching a lot of Chris Melling just recently. By the way, congrats for winning in Iowa. He's just snapped off the ultimate pool event there, Tim. But yeah, I've heard him talk about it, and they do slide also. But maybe these aren't sliding so much now, Tim. They're pretty old, aren't they? A couple of weeks old, these cloths. What do you think?
Well, I did see the rails are a bit more responsive, so they give a bit more of a straighter feeling to the shot. Not too much bounce. But indeed, the slide is starting to wear off.
Yeah, perhaps he was just overcompensating for it, or maybe got a little bit of unwanted right-hand spin on that kick, but he certainly missed it by some distance. Good chance here for Stefan to do exactly what Yanick did to him in the first 2 racks, though. Win both against the break, Tim.
Yeah, I mean, with the background Beaufil has, you would say he's definitely very dangerous in the open positions. That's also how he got himself into the winner's qualification round. And he's actually beaten a very, very good player, in my opinion, before, because he's beaten Thomas Kaplan. And, I mean, most of the people might not know Thomas Kaplan, but I would say Thomas Kaplan is one of the best straight pool players out there. Every year at the European Championships, he's done very well. And he has beaten Thomas Kaplan 7-6 in the previous round. So, I mean, everybody that's not familiar with Yanick Beaufil, I would say, well, have a quick look, because this man knows how to play 8-ball. But for now it looks like Stefan Kasper is gonna make it an even score.
Oh, a nice shot. Really well judged, wasn't it? That was, knew exactly where that cue ball was going. Nicely on this 8-ball to indeed square it all up, and he will have the next 2 breaks as well, Tim. It's game on.
Yeah, I don't think we could have wished for a better start anyways. I mean, to take both sides on the break, I mean 2 each, to steal the rack twice, I mean, gotta say, I think Yanick will start to get more comfortable around the table though. He's definitely not used to maybe this kind of production or this kind of setup. He's definitely used to play 8-ball, so I think this is definitely a match that could go all the way, and hopefully everybody will be in there in the booth together with Mark White and myself, Tim de Ruiter, to witness this.
Just look where his cue ended there, Tim, after that break, past the halfway point on the table. Loads of follow through. And you get the feeling Stefan now in stroke, both on the break and within the rack. So talented, we all know his talent. Does beat himself up just a little bit though, sometimes I've noticed.
Yeah, definitely, as you can see, has played a lot of snooker before. Especially when using the bridge, you can see that a lot.
Just saw the trophy there in the background. That awaits the winner, along with a cheque for €7,500. And we'll know who the champions are in the men's and the women's, Tim, by tomorrow. Last day tomorrow. Always an exciting day. Semi-finals and finals.
Yeah, that means the first lead for the German, Mark. And is this the point where he's gonna overtake the Frenchman, or will we see possibly a 3 each with Yanick to break twice? I think it's wide open still. This match is interesting. Kinda feel sad for the fact that I couldn't really be into this match a bit earlier. But obviously with the experience both men have, I think it could not really be a short set, 7-0 or 7-1 either way. Gotta say, Stefan, his break not so consistent though. Like he's one time putting a lot of more power onto the break than the other time. Now it was more punchy, more jabby than the last time he broke. And it is a puzzle for Beaufil to solve right now. If you look around the 8 ball.
It was a strange break from Stefan. Kind of jabbed it a bit and then tried to follow through when the ball had already gone. It was kind of a weird break for me. No control whatsoever. Well, if you want solids, Tim, you've got 3 nice starters. Four ball, the obvious problem. 8 ball, not easy either. How are you going about tackling those, Tim?
Yeah, I gotta say, he doesn't really have much options at the bottom of the table. The 4 might go to the top right. But the problem is, if you play the 4 to the top right, the 4 definitely is not an option to get onto the 8 ball. So that means you gotta play 7-5-3 or 7-3-5. Get to the bottom. Play the 4 in the top right. Leave yourself the 1 ball. And then leave yourself a cut onto the 8. So definitely missable shots.
Might be going into them here off the 1 ball. Digging down. Going to try and go into the 4. And it's made him miss it, Tim. And an awful kiss as well for him.
Yeah, I gotta say, I mean, it's not something I like to mention, and it's not something we like to see. But the side pockets have been playing rough on the players. On the other side, you gotta say, it really brings the quality players out there. I mean, they really understand with how much pace they like to play into the sides. And, well, as you can see, a lot of emotion there. Was trying to bump the 8 ball, I think, Mark.
Yeah, he was trying to open his stripe. Yeah, that's the only, what I would call, flaw in his game, maybe temperament-wise. He does tend to beat himself up a little bit. You know, it's just one missed cannon. You've got to get on with it, find another route, stay positive. Don't worry about it. You can't do anything about it now. It's gone. And we know how dangerous it can be, Tim, leaving it to the final ball unless he wants to play for the bank into the opposite side pocket. Can play for it in the top left if he gets somewhere near the 4 kind of position. Well, he's got into it again. Oh, what a shot. Look how that's worked out. Absolutely perfect. Oh, it doesn't always happen like that, does it, when you leave it so late, Tim?
No, I gotta say, this is like the pool player's dream almost. You know, knowing that this is your last chance, but yet you finish like that. I mean, you cannot really hope for anything more. And he's got a 4-2 lead, and he's taken 4 in a row now.
Missed the 8 ball there. That's why he was so annoyed, but this more than made up for it. Ended up absolutely perfect on the 9 and led him perfectly to the 8 ball. So Yanick with a little bit of work to do, especially on the break. He had one scratch. Hasn't been hitting them great.
Yeah, definitely. I would say this is the English pool kind of break coming on. I mean, quite sure you can relate. Off the rail, he's gonna put everything into his power. I don't think he even cares about where the cue ball lands. Make a ball.
Yeah, very close to the side pocket with a cue ball. Got away with it and made a ball, Tim. It's not the greatest of breaks, but he did what you asked of him. He made a ball and stays at the table.
Yeah, and that's one thing with 8 ball. I mean, it's such a... I mean, obviously, the one that makes a ball on the break has the first initiative on the break too. So, I mean, yes, you have to make a ball on the break. Yes, we like to see the quality breaks. But in the end, make a ball on the break. Get at least the option to take solids or the stripes. And he can drop onto the 5 ball. Or even open up the 5 ball right now with the one over the corner. Man, I like this a lot for him. And this is important because he needs to stay close to Stefan Kasper.
Yeah, we do say it a lot, but this is a very, very crucial rack. He won't want to go 3 behind here. Stefan only needing 2. But this is winner's qualification. So still another chance.
Yeah, just gotta make sure that when he puts the 2 ball into the corner, if he flicks the 1 ball over, I mean, if he plays it soft, that's fine. The English pool players, they kind of like to punch the ball, and if it ties up somewhere else, that could be a problem. But on the other side, they do have quite a accurate shot making mark, right? I mean, he didn't even get close to bump that 1 ball.
Yeah, pockets. They used to play on smaller pockets. Smaller balls as well, of course, but relatively tight pockets. Don't quite play the same. They're curved pockets rather than straight cut. There's no points as such on the pockets. It's more of a curved circular pocket. And he's getting the job done, Tim, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think the challenge lays within handling himself under the pressure or, you know, like learning how to play 8 ball. I don't think there's a big challenge for him. I think for him, it's getting used to the size of the balls, getting used to maybe a cloth. And maybe he's even playing this to get real deep into the hay ball at one point. I don't know why exactly he would want to transfer. One thing I can tell you, this man really looks like he's ready to go into the single elimination stage, leaving a very capable European champion, Stefan Kasper, behind.
Yeah, I think his knowledge of the game, as we've talked about, is huge in this particular match. He doesn't look the most comfortable player queuing all the time. His break isn't great, but you can't knock him for what he's done. He's broken run there, and he has another break to come. Could end up all square after this second break for the Frenchman. Very, very enjoyable match. Let's see if he changes anything. I doubt it. Even having a bit of a limber up as well. Set them glasses straight. I've actually bought some sports ties, Tim, that go on the back of my glasses because they've got a habit of falling forwards. So I've got a special little adapter string. I'm sure you know the type I'm talking about. Goes over the arms of the glasses and goes tight behind your head to keep them glasses up. But mine don't work anywhere near as good as Yanick Bofil's.
I was just gonna say, I would love to have a POV on that. Does take quite a practice strokes on the break. Listen, this is just fine. I mean, if you consider the cue ball not going straight to the center of the table, but one rail, as long as you can control the scratch, the impact is just fine. He makes 2 balls. This is, I would say, almost the perfect ultimate pull break. But yet, this can definitely work on the big table, as the Americans like to say, the big table, the 9 foot. Now, just the 9 and the 6 ball to get a mark. So, does have the 15 there to maybe go to the short side of the 9.
Yeah, has the 3 as well if he chooses solids. So options, both as good as each other, aren't they, in my opinion, here. May even try and do it here. He did as well. Just tried to nick it, would have held him on the 3 ball. 4 ball does past him to the top left.
Yeah, I gotta say, landed very strange after the opening shot. Needs a good recovery shot on this. And then yet, still some work to do on the 6 ball. He's not on that 3 ball anymore to open up the 6. So we'll have to figure something out, either to drop still on the 3 ball to get on the 6 ball or open it up, or to leave himself an angle onto the side pocket to do more.
Yeah, good job he didn't move his bridge hand then. You could almost see he wanted to, but there was a ball in the way. Would have been a foul. All ball fouls, of course. Now does have a nice angle here, Tim. Can go into the 6 ball. Would be perfect if he could just nudge it past. the 9, hold for the 3.
I gotta say, that bump, he's played the bump absolutely perfect. He's also on the 6 ball now. Gotta say, just to get on the 3, from the 3 ball to the 8, that's probably the only thing he's gotta do now, but can't really complain at this point. Oh, he's even had a little angle to get straighter on it. To do more with the cue ball, actually. Could draw back, could go forward 2 rails in the center. And that's one thing. I mean, the centers, they have been playing a bit tight. But as a snooker player, or as a former snooker player, I kind of like playing into tight center pockets. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he takes this on into the center pocket. Now, of course, the English pool different than the snooker, of course. I mean, cannot compare the two at all. But I think with the rounded sides, it's just a little bit different than American pool, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, Tim, why I fancy him to make this, because they're aiming for that far jaw. That's where you always aim in snooker, for the far jaw. And he's rarely going to miss a ball like that, as opposed to a player that doesn't make play English 8 ball, if you know what I mean. So yeah, he's going to be more confident on them middle pocket shots, I believe. Aiming right where the cloth meets the slate on that middle of the table. And this is good stuff. I mean, he's played some really good 8 ball here, hasn't he? Had a couple of problems to solve and a couple of big shots to make as well, which he played no trouble. Well, Stefan Kasper's shaking his head even before he's broken here, look. I don't know whether it's just a nervous thing he does or not, but it just doesn't look happy. Well, I didn't even pre-stroke that one.
I honestly think that the way he is trying to break the balls, like just in general, like that little square break, where this is a break that a lot of people try to do, but I don't think it's a winning break in this kind of format. You kind of gotta give that little bit of a pop, a little bit of a oomph to it, and if you keep it too simple, the balls are just not gonna get close. And I think he's a little bit lost on the break mark, and that's why maybe his attempt wasn't as true as he usually breaks.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely struggling.
Yeah, but I don't want to say he's struggling, even though, in my opinion, Yanick is playing a very strong match. If you consider the mental balance going back and forth, winning the first 2, losing his next 2 breaks, and then yet finding himself 4 each, he's delighted to even get back to the table. So, mental-wise, I would say Yanick might have a little edge in this match. And it's just about, well, are the balls going to roll in his favor, or are the balls really going to run nicely or not?
Yeah, that's a good point, because even though when he's breaking, Tim, and making a ball, the balls are going a little bit messy because of the way he's breaking, but his 8 ball knowledge is so great that he's managing these difficult patterns and the little nudges here and there which he needs. I'm sure he tried to open something up there, just missed it. Very, very.
Yeah, I definitely
difficult shot to judge.
Definitely agree, Mark. I mean, sometimes it also pays off to take somewhat of a risk. So sometimes you just gotta go into the balls and say, let's evaluate after I bump the balls. Let's see. Sometimes you just gotta take a bit of a wild guess. And I think when you have played a lot of 8 ball at some point, I think you're gonna eventually learn when to take the risk, yes or no. That's why, I mean, in my opinion, I don't really have to talk about how this man plays 8 ball or how I would see 8 ball because I kind of agree on everything he's doing right now. Like, I mean, there's little things, but
Yeah,
this is
look at
how you
this.
like to play 8 ball.
Look at this, using the 14 to open the other ball as well. Was trying to send it into the 1 ball. Tim got very, very close to it. Still got a chance here to get onto the 4 and play short side on the 1. I don't think I've enjoyed a match of 8 ball this much for a long time. Very, very high standard he's playing. Yes, it looks a little bit messy, but he's struggling with and overcoming some really big problems that he's facing after the break that he's making. Now look at this. One more good shot here, Tim, and he's 5-4 up.
Well, I was just gonna say, there is no one more good shot. This is how he should have played it from that position. So he's reading the position really well. So maybe the opening pattern looks a bit odd. Every time he gets a little bit off angle, he knows the right way to play. But as you said, listen, we are still talking about someone that's playing a completely different cue sport, coming into the game, but playing the game right. So, I mean, like I said, I really like to watch this because you just know he's going to take on the shot that's high percentage all the time. Could play for the 8 in the side, could play for the 8 in the bottom right, the same corner as the 1 ball. Bit of an option here. But that's also depending on his stroke. He's on the rail. Ooh, oh, bit of a nudge. Bit of a tester though.
I fancy him for this though, Tim. Yeah, and let's not forget he comes from a cue sport, Tim, with the smallest white of all. The smallest cue ball. Must seem huge to him, like a big snowball kind of thing. Like a baseball. Yeah, there you go, you see. Perfect aiming once again. And this is worrying for Stefan Kasper because Stefan must be thinking, you know, after the break, well, he's not going to clear up here. But he is. He's getting through the really tough racks. I mean, look at the balls tied up here. The 1, the 6. Had a go at them there. But then completely changed his pattern. This was a great, great attempt as well to open up the 1 ball. Still didn't go right. Got perfect on the 4 ball. Okay, didn't finish perfect on the 8, but still played it very, very confidently. Terrific rack.
Wow, what a body language he's showing us too, Mark. I mean, man, if I had any dollar to my money or to my name, I would almost go for the Frenchman, which I am very sure a lot of people. Look at this. He's even just whacking him. What has happened?
Well, he's lost the plot here, hasn't he? He's completely lost it. He's gone red in the face. He's gesturing all the time that he's unhappy. Just one stroke in the break. Body and cue going everywhere. He's finally made a ball, but now he's got to calm himself down and clear this table, Tim. I actually can't believe what I'm seeing.
Well, it's not a point where Stefan actually gets himself quite often, though. That's the interesting thing. Usually he's quite emotional, like he shows things, but in a confident way. But I think he might have underestimated Yanick. And now he feels like, oh man, I'm in a bit of a trap. And the pressure gets on, and who knows, like you don't know what's going to happen soon. And this is a bit of a must to run out. Even though, all the balls go in the bottom. But yet you still have to align them well, so options are very important. I like the stripes.
I couldn't agree more. I think he's underestimated how well his opponent was going to play. I mean, he knows who he is, obviously. But even just now, he's just walking around like he doesn't care almost, you know. Maybe he's even thinking, I've got another go at this anyway, so let's just see what happens. I'm just going to start smashing the brakes, see what happens. Just try and play himself back into this match somehow. He's come just slightly the wrong side of this 15. A bit straight. He's going to have to play a draw shot, 2 rails.
Yeah, still gotta say the 8 ball doesn't go to the top right. Oh, what has he played there? What has he even played? Why did he not go forward? Well, you see, he's even called the bank and he's just winging at it. Oh man, he is in a bad place right now, Mark.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's not a nice place to be, Tim. You want to be anywhere else but in that chair right now, or even in that arena. You just want to be out of it. Getting ready for the next match, really. Just the way he's feeling at the moment, I mean. He's way off with the attempt at the bank. I think he could have cut it in more likely than bank it.
Yeah, but I don't even think he tried. Well, this sounds really rude. I'm not gonna say it this way. But it looked like he barely tried. Like he didn't even aim on the ball. Which, this is a big problem. Because that means if Yanick can see this and read his opponent, he's going to get so comfortable. He's going to say, well, you know, the guy is even not trying anymore. I'm only 1 game up. And yet, now he's shooting to bring himself onto the hill. This is wide open.
Yeah, only a bad positional error can stop his progress here. Just doesn't want to leave himself over any balls. Just leaving a right angle all the time. And he's home dry to the hill. This is perfect to just stun over. Good angle again. Come off the side rail with some right hand spin. Can kind of play in an area here, Tim, where he'll be on both balls. He's even cueing better. His confidence is growing. And if he can get on the hill here, he'll have 2 breaks.
Yeah, well, look at just Stefan Kasper in the background. I mean, you gotta say, this is horrible stuff for the German, but I mean, what did Yanick do wrong? I mean, there's nothing personal, I guess, but He's been playing some great 8-ball. You gotta keep up with him.
Yeah, and he's more than capable of doing so. It's only his mind that's holding him back right now. We have a saying, looks like he lost a tenner and found a fiver. Don't know who he's gesturing to in the crowd, but maybe a friend or something. Almost I can't believe it kind of look, wasn't it? Take nothing away whatsoever though from this man, because it's him that's caused the issues we're seeing with Stefan right now. That's why he's feeling the way he is, because this man has played some impeccable 8-ball. You see the Arcos II balls. Taking a time out. Thought he might have just got on with it, but he's going to leave his opponent to stew in the chair just a little bit longer. From Tim Delaita and myself, Mark White, we will be back as soon as Yanick, the man in charge, returns. See you in a bit. We'll leave you a bit of action from the other tables.
Well, as you can see, both players are back to the arena. And also Mark White and Tim de Ruiter back to the arena. And this is starting to be juicy. I said it was going to be juicy, but you guys couldn't hear me because I was not tuned in all right yet, I would say. But definitely Stefan Kasper all over the place and Yanick Bofiel's showing his true colors, Mark.
Yeah, very, very impressed when we got to know we were going to be on this match. It was exciting to hear from a few people what this man is capable of and what he's currently doing. And he is the team captain for American Pool in France. And, well, to be honest, Tim, I couldn't think of a better person to lead a country. Even though his background is in English 8-ball, he's equipping himself very, very well in American 8-ball. And he's breaking to get on the hill. And he's got 2 breaks to do it. He could even win the match at this rotation of breaks. Didn't hit them very well. Almost needed an extension for his break there, Tim. Just takes such a long time, doesn't he? Eyeing it up, gets up, kind of, moving the bridge around.
Yeah, you could see when he struck the ball, he put a lot of left spin on there, which caused the deflection going to the right and the overcut. And I would say that is probably the only thing we have as a pool player. If you can get the break straight on. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man. I kind of felt like he's played the right shot there, Mark, but off a ball into the corner.
Yeah, it's kind of the way it's just going for him at the moment, isn't it? That's desperately unlucky. I mean, you can't legislate for that. Really unlucky kiss off the stripe. Ball in hand for the Frenchman, and he begins again to work out his pattern. Looks like Tim, he's going to play the 11 and the 12 first of all. We'll lead him to the 12.
Well, and imagine, I mean, missing the bank and leaving the cue ball up table, you would still say, well, look at that cluster near the bottom side of the table. But you're giving it an English pool player, a player that's definitely capable around the balls, you know, among the balls. You're giving him the ball in hand. So he's taken that one important ball out, got the 9, 13 or the 14 available now. And he can use the 10 to get back to the 12 and then the 8. So he's going to be very capable around or amongst the balls. So you would want to get him on either the break or the long shots. But yet, that's not something that we've seen the European champion do yet. I mean, you got to be honest. You got to face the facts.
Well, this is a test up, but he's passed all tests up to now. This will lead him to the next ball. The 15, I believe it is.
Yeah, I gotta say, he has to shoot the 13 first if you would like to connect the dots. That's why I mentioned I don't really have to talk about the patterns. Oh, well, used a bit more there. Didn't like to stun into the rail. But as I mentioned, I mean, he's not really gonna take on the weird pattern. Most likely, it's the how the balls react. I think this is a big thing, Mark. I mean, he could qualify himself into the last 32. And I would say that's a very good statistic for him. Definitely, based on multiple cue sports. And who knows? I mean, we might see him a lot more this next 2 days. Today and tomorrow, we still have a lot more action from Turkey. So make sure to stay tuned at Pro Billiard TV.
If you actually go to Darren Appleton's Facebook page, Dynamite Darren Appleton, you will see a link to Yannick's masterclass with Darren in 8 ball. Well worth checking out, guys. "20 years a pro."
And this 8 ball mark to get through to the last 32 over the winner's bracket. Stefan Kasper does have another shot, but we'll have to definitely grind it out soon. Yeah, look at this. Oh, look at this. A little bit of passion out of there in the arena. Yeah, he knows this is a big win. And Yanick Beaufils from France beats Stefan Kasper. Definitely something that most of us wouldn't have expected. And now I think Mark White and myself, Tim de Ruiter, I think we've had way too much of a mind blow going on right there. So we need quite a bit of a break. But we are back on at 3:30 Turkey time. So make sure to stay tuned at Pro Billiard TV. And we would love to see you back later on.